Jordan Palmer, former NFL quarterback, now quarterback coach for Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. He was there for the pro day yesterday. What is your role? What has been your role with Sam Darnold?
Well, I met Sam at a young age, and he's kind of from where I'm from. And so as I was playing and finishing up my NFL career and he was coming up through the ranks, I'm involved with a program called Elite 11 that Trent Dilfer runs, and big Nike initiative. And we get, let's see, about 1,000 high school kids every year and then whittle it down in the top 11. It's been a program, been around for a long time. He kind of filtered through that program. And so I was just kind of, was kind of big brother role. And then the last couple of months, as I put him through my draft training program, we were able to go ahead and kind of expedite the process of him becoming a pro and get him ready for not just the interviews and the combine and what happened yesterday, but really getting him ready to play as a rookie.
Why didn't he throw at the combine?
I think a kid like that, with all the different opportunities that he's going to have to be able to impress teams, and being able to focus just on the meetings and go ahead and run, and then throw on your pro day, and then compartmentalize and separate the time and the focus into the private meetings was kind of the team around him, the decision that they made to how to handle that, and I think he did really well in each phase so far.
Did you advise him to not throw at the combine?
No, I really stay out of that.
Okay.
It's important that these guys build their teams around them, from an agent, marketing, and trainer. I really stay in my lane, and so I don't really have a ton of input on that. But I think there's merit to throwing, there's merit to not throwing. I've heard of plenty of front office guys say, "Man, I really want these guys to throw." But if it was my kid, I probably would tell him not to. He's a first-round pick.
What have you? But
on the other side,
I was curious yesterday. Has anything changed with his delivery? And maybe it's so subtle that we wouldn't pick it up. But you're working with Sam Darnold, so has his delivery changed?
There's some subtle things that you're not going to see on a highlight from yesterday. With Sam, I'm not a believer that there's one way to throw it. I think there's a most efficient way for each person to throw it. And Sam has a couple things that are unique in terms of, people call it a loop or whatever, but his release, the ball coming down a little bit. At the same time, he's actually quicker than pretty much everybody else. The ball comes out of his hand really, really quick. And so what I tried to do is change some of his posture, which may sound really subtle, but if you change the posture, and he was pretty hunched over, but he stands really tall now. And what you end up doing is recruiting your chest muscles. So when you go to throw, you're not just throwing it all arm. You get to recruit the whole front side of your body. And what that does is that, one, you're going to get more energy on the ball, but two, you're also going to take a lot of stress off of your bicep tendon, your tricep tendon, those types of things. And I'm the younger brother of Carson, who's the last 5 years battled elbow issues and elbow tendonitis. And so I get to look at it from a different vantage point. And even if these kids don't have an elbow or a shoulder injury from throwing, I really want to get with them early on and take that pressure and put it across as many muscles as we can, and not just on their elbow or their shoulder. So it's more preventative maintenance down the road.
Is it a lock Sam Darnold's going to the Browns?
I don't know. I would feel that way, but I'm out here in Laramie, Wyoming. I'm going to run Josh Allen's pro day tomorrow, and as easy as a decision it would be to take Sam with the whole body of work, Dan, I mean, this kid Josh Allen is like maybe the most talented dude I've ever seen. Size, arm talent, how intelligent he is, the type of person he is. So, he's from a smaller school, and he's had a really interesting route. No offers, JUCO, Wyoming. Sam in most drafts, I think, is a lock to be number one. But obviously, I'm not going to sit here and pick one. But I think that Josh is going to do so well tomorrow that it's going to be really interesting.
Okay, but if you're the Cleveland Browns, who would you take, knowing what the Cleveland Browns are and what they have? So I know you love both of them, Josh Allen and Sam Darnold, but who is best for Cleveland, in your opinion?
I don't know enough about exactly what Cleveland needs, and I'm going to be really honest with you. I can't answer that.
I know that, but that's why I thought it would have been made a headline. Yeah, I figured. You shook off the sign there from the catcher. So all right, I get that. So Josh Allen's got more talent than any other quarterback you've seen.
Yeah, I played with Carson in his prime. I played with Cutler in terms of arm talent. And this doesn't necessarily mean he's the best I've ever seen, right? Just in terms of arm talent and his abilities, I haven't really seen anything like it. And even people want to talk about Jamarcus Russell. We were ball boys together at the Elite 11. We were counselors in college at the Elite 11 twice. And we were the same draft class. I played a lot of catch with Jamarcus in his prime. Yeah, this dude, he creates so much energy. And it's so effortless. And I mean, he's nice and trim for the combine, but I mean, he'll play at 245 and he's really fast too. And he can stop and start. So
how far does he throw it?
I'm actually really excited to see. I at the end of the pro days, I have him kind of move around, flip the other direction, set up, and I have somebody run like a curl, and then the quarterback runs around. I have that guy stop running his curl and take off just as far as he can across the field. I don't know. I mean, he may throw it 80 yards tomorrow. We'll see. I don't want to hype it up too much, but I mean, Sam threw it 65, something like that, 70 maybe yesterday, and at the end of the workout, I don't know how far Josh can throw it, but he's going to tell everybody tomorrow.
If I put the over-under at 82 yards, what are you taking?
That's actually a great over-under. I think I'm taking the over. When the juice starts flowing and, indoor, it's not going to rain on us tomorrow.
Oh, I know.
I'm taking the over.
Jordan Palmer's joining us, the Continental Tire Coach's Corner, the quarterback coach. Throwing in the rain, I think a lot was made of that. I mean, it's still a pro day. It's scripted. I don't know what you glean from these pro days. What would you take away? Because you were the one hosting this, setting this up, to have this pro day with Sam Darnold. What should I take away with that performance? Or is it that, or is it just his demeanor, personality, what?
I think, I'm going to be really honest. I'm the guy running these pro days, and I actually think it's one of the least relevant portions of the process. The relevant part of it is that it's a really big day. He has to throw well. He isn't the person throwing that day. Everybody's watching. It's one of those dynamics where you've got your former teammates, you have your family, you have the last time you'll do anything with this school, and then you have your future staring at you, watching you. And so it's just a really pressure-filled day. And if I was an evaluator, I just want to see how they handled the entire process, the whole day. Because for a lot of quarterbacks, they're really talented. And every year, you write down your list of busts, usually it's not talent. Usually it's the lights were too bright for that dude. And that is something you can tell. Sam yesterday did not flinch with the rain. Everybody was there. All of his idols, Aikman, he grew up, he's a young kid. He grew up idolizing Matt Leinart. Everybody's there, and all the teams. The owner, Jimmy Haslam, sitting with his parents in the stands, and he handled it really, really, really well. Does that mean he's going to be a Hall of Famer? Absolutely not. But it's another example of him having a bunch of pressure on him and handling it well.
Didn't you first work out with Blake Bortles?
Yeah, I mean, my start was I was in Chicago playing for the Bears, and I was speaking at the rookie symposium, and I was talking to some rookie quarterbacks, and I couldn't believe that they just got done training for the draft, and they didn't know anything. I was like, next year I'm training somebody for the draft. So I called Exos, which is the facility that all the top players were going to, and I was like, let me train here this offseason, a little bit of cash, and I'll try and get your rookie dudes ready to play. And I don't know about the combine and all that, but I'll get them ready to play.
What did you make of Chris Sims saying Bortles is the 70th best quarterback in the NFL?
It's funny. I think having a take, you got these guys that are polarizing. Blake's one of them. And I actually, with Blake, because I know it's like my little brother and the mental makeup and all that stuff. I think he totally fuels off that stuff. He loves it. He's always loved doubters. There's other guys where you'd go, oh man, I hope he doesn't hear that. Blake's a fighter, and I think he just loves that stuff. He doesn't care.
One more item. I want to go back to the Bengals. They were on Hard Knocks, and you were there with your brother, Carson. There was an app that you guys were talking about. I don't think you talked about it more than 15 seconds, but it was called Run P app, which tells you when to use the bathroom during any movie. Right?
Yeah. Carson had nothing to do with it. it's so funny, right? So that would be your entire career, Dan, all the things you've done. And I'm like, hey, you're the guy that played saxophone at Lincoln Middle School, right? It's this thing I did for a minute.
Is it still there?
Turned into a lottery.
Do you still have the run?
A lottery ticket?
Yeah.
I mean, my two buddies I started that with, I wanted to learn business as a rookie in the league. And the app market hadn't even come out yet. That was one of the first apps. And we did it. We made apps for a bunch of athletes, and we made an app called before Instagram that was essentially Instagram, and we had 9 million daily active users. We raised a ton of capital, and then pivoted, and now Shots is the name of the business, and it's actually one of the biggest channels on YouTube. And it's a content creation company in a studio. So it was my way to learn business, and we just kept pivoting as apps. That was the Wild Wild West when we created apps. The guy who built that for us, there was only 2 people in the state of California who knew how to make an app. That's how early that was. So for us, it was R&D, and it was a great way for me to learn business. And I've got a bunch of really cool business stuff going on now, aside from all the football stuff. And actually, that dumb app was the thing that got me excited about entrepreneurship and business.
But there was an app called. Can I still find this that I can use this app to tell me when to use the bathroom during any movie?
I don't know. I don't have anything to do with it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Have at it. Yeah, it was great, though. I mean, you know what was really funny is the feedback we got on pregnant women. They loved it. I think it was like Oprah's Favorite Things or I remember it hit some big talk show, and it was all these pregnant women loved it because it was, very helpful.
So, oh, God. So you'd have somebody would go through all these movies and say, all right, at this point, go take a bathroom break.
Yeah. Well, the way that we got into it is we're like, all right, apps. No one knew what they were.
It's
and
great.
We're like, what's a funny website we can turn it? And there was a guy named Dan who sit in the movie and would write it down. And so we made the app, and you would hit it start at the beginning, and it would tell you when to go to the bathroom, and then afterwards what you missed. It was really simple and dumb, and it was a gateway for me.
That's great. Have fun on Friday with Josh. It's always great to talk to you, Jordan. We appreciate that. Tell Carson we said hello.
I will. Thanks, Dan.
All right. Jordan Palmer, elite quarterback coach. He trains Sam Darnold, Josh Allen. And that's when Seton goes, well, we got to ask him about the Run P app. I go, what? He goes, yeah. Remember that where you could take a bathroom break and they would tell you when you could take a bathroom break when you're watching a movie?
Ever since that Hard Knocks, which was years ago,
yeah.
I would watch a movie and be like, oh, man, I should have had that app.
Well, Paulie did this when the movie Get Out, didn't you?
Yeah, bad timing.
You missed a really important, pivotal role moment there.
My bladder. I had to go, and I missed the most important 2 minutes of it.
Continental Tire Coach's Corner. Whether you're a student, alumni, or all-around fan, Continental Tire has a tire that can get you to the big game. And did you know that they're a proud supporter of 32 college basketball teams? They'd like to know what your passion for the game is. Show them your passion using the hashtag Ode to Basketball. For more information, visit ContinentalTire.com.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.